I am walking today. It's my privilege to walk today with Kathryn Arceneaux. She is a networking friend of mine.
Yes.
And she has a business called Kathryn's Kuisine.
Yes.
Tell us what your tagline is, Kathryn.
So I love my tagline.
Yeah.
It is bringing wholesome food and loved ones back home.
Great. So you, I want to talk with Kathryn today about her culinary experience and just get her impressions, because there aren't many of us who actually do cooking for a business, you know,
Right.
and so I think that gives a little different spin on it. So I have a few questions for you. The first one is, how does cooking and the wine pairing that you do, Kathryn is also a sommelier, how does that help you express yourself?
So, like my tagline, bringing wholesome food and loved ones back home, I feel like the cooking or the meal is what makes me really happy, because it's bringing loved ones for either special occasions and they're not rushed to leave like at a restaurant. And what's so fun is pairing it with the wine. And I've really honed in on that a lot this year, because in France we consider wine as food, and actually most of Europe, and the two shall never part. But here we drink our wine like cocktails, although in the last 10 years, I've seen kind of more of I wouldn't say an explosion, but an appreciation more of the two being together and really experiencing how, you know, certain foods can enhance the wine or vice versa. And so I have some friends who have gone to some of my, you know, events, and they're like, how did you think of putting that together? And it worked, you know, and it's just fun. It's just playing, and again, it's supposed to be a wonderful, memorable experience. And if you get it right, you can have so many aha moments together, and it's fun.
Yeah. Well, that really does support the whole idea. The pairings that you're doing supports the whole idea of food and wine going together.
Absolutely.
As it's a package deal.
It is a package deal.
Even though we're talking to me who doesn't drink wine, but I'll put something else in the package, right?
Yeah, it's okay.
So I'd like to know, what kinds of meals are the most meaningful for you?
So, I mean, all of them are really meaningful. Like, it's like your children, right? You can't just pick one. But the Cajun, it takes me back home. My mom was my first teacher. She was the first person to teach me all about Cajun cuisine, and it was our regular day of life. So being born in southern Louisiana and raised in Lafayette, which is the heart of where Cajuns landed in the mid 1700s. So growing up with this food, it was normal to us. You know, and it wasn't until I moved out of the state and it's just like, oh, people have no idea what this is. You know, or how to pronounce them. Right? You know, but the Mediterranean side is, I like to say, like, the Cajun is comfort and the Mediterranean is something that we strive for. So bringing the Mediterranean side brings me such joy, because that's the way that I like to eat and try and eat every day. So there you go.
Good. All right. Well, one last question, and that is, have you ever had any challenging culinary experiences that you had to tackle?
Oh, no, they never happen. No.
Tell us about one.
It pops into my head. It happened this past May. I had a wonderful opportunity to cook it was a retreat for 2 weeks. It was 2 separate groups, and the coordinators and I had a set menu. Everything was set, you know, we tried to make sure that everything was covered. And then we always want to make sure that there's no allergies that we haven't come across. So basically I get the list of people and what their allergies are. And when I tell you there were a couple who actually had a dissertation.
Oh, wow.
It was, I had never seen it before.
Gee.
I mean, she was allergic to, or she had herbs and spices. It wasn't just ingredients.
Huh.
It was so many things where the whole menu had to be changed for that week because of her. And
Wow.
and that sounds horrible. It's not because of her. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I totally changed the whole menu. It worked out, and it was really a beautiful challenge for me because trying to hold on to the authenticity of the dish with substitutions, and no one knew.
Yeah.
That was the beauty.
Yeah.
And they were still individual plates because this person maybe couldn't have that or this. And it was for 10 people each week. And yeah.
And it worked.
And it worked. It was great.
You made it work. Well,
I definitely made it work.
that is the true sign of a professional.
Thank you.
And I can vouch for Kathryn's professionalism. She catered a small Christmas party for us a couple of years ago, and everything was green and red, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And she just made it very, very easy to invite friends over, and all we had to do was sit and talk.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
Enjoy your company.
Right.
I take the stress out of cooking for you.
That's right.
I'm here for you.
That's right. Well, thank you for giving us a little more insight into what it's like to be a professional chef. And Kathryn actually has walked the Camino about 5 years ago. And so she and I are going to talk Camino, and you'll just get to follow behind. But in the meantime, thank you, Kathryn.
You're welcome.